Are you ready to talk UFOs? Why is cuteness important? Republicans will have a majority in both sides of Congress. Thanksgiving is just around the corner, which means lots of cranberry sauce is about to be eaten. So our question of the day is about that reddish fruit. Do you know which state produces the most cranberries? Is it Wisconsin, Nebraska, or Massachusetts? We'll tell you later. But if you already know the answer, tell us in the comments below. Are you ready to talk UFOs? Or unidentified flying objects? Well, they're actually called UAPs, or unidentified anomalous phenomena, by the United States government. And the department that oversees investigations into these mysterious objects in the sky just put out their annual report saying hundreds of new and unexplained sightings were reported between May 2023 and June 2024. Now, Arrow, that's the name of the group that looks into these reports, say there are just 21 cases that still need, quote, further analysis. But there is no evidence of extraterrestrial or alien activity going on. In addition to the report, Congress held their second major hearing on UAPs on November 13th. The last one was in 2023. 4 people testified about needing more clarity about UAP sightings and what the Pentagon is actually exploring when it looks into them. Perhaps we're not alone out there. Election day was just over 2 weeks ago, and while some Senate races are still too close to call, we know most of the results. When Donald Trump moved back into the White House in January to be the 47th president of the United States, Republicans will have a majority in both sides of Congress. The House will have 218 Republicans compared to 212 Democrats. The Senate will have 52 Republicans and 47 Democrats. Why is this such a big deal? Well, for Republicans, it means any law either side of Congress proposes will probably get enough votes and the president's approval to become law. Right now, President Biden is what's known as a lame duck. Yes, that is a real political term. It describes a president, or any elected official actually, who's at the end of their term before the new person comes in. And while the current administration is wrapping up unfinished business, Trump is already making decisions for his administration, like picking his cabinet, which is a group of advisors. Here are some of the highlights so far. Susie Wiles, who's managed Trump's campaign, will become the first female White House chief of staff, so she'll be Trump's right-hand woman in Washington. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is Trump's pick to head up the Department of Health and Human Services. He's most well known for being publicly against vaccinations, which is pretty controversial. Under Kennedy, Trump has tapped Dr. Mehmet Oz to be head of Medicare and Medicaid Services, which oversees health insurance. Oz is a former surgeon and a talk show host and ran for Senate in 2022 in Pennsylvania. Former Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard was nominated to be the Director of National Intelligence. She ran for president as a Democrat in 2020. Earlier this week, Linda McMahon was named Education Secretary. She had a role in Trump's first administration. She ran for Senate twice and lost, and held a seat on the Connecticut Board of Education in 2009. Before that, she helped her husband, Vince McMahon, run the WWE, or World Wrestling Entertainment. Everyone nominated to be in Trump's cabinet, other than the chief of staff, has to be approved by a majority of the Senate to actually get the job. One final interesting announcement by Trump. He chose Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, who ran for president earlier this year, to head up the newly created Department of Government Efficiency. And while the details of how this department will work are not totally clear yet, the goal is to slash government spending and restructure federal agencies. It will also operate outside of the traditional government. This guy is the tallest teen in the world. His name is Olivier Roux. He's 18 years old and currently a freshman at the University of Florida. The Guinness Book of World Record holder measures in at 7 feet 9 inches. He was 6'1" at 8 years old, 6'11" in 6th grade, and crossed the 7-foot mark before 7th grade. His coach says he'll redshirt for the Gators basketball team this season, but he is part of the team. And when he makes his debut, he'll be the tallest player ever to get playing time at a top college. Now let's put his height into a little perspective. He's 6 inches taller than the Spurs' Victor Wembanyama and 8 inches taller than Shaq, who, according to Roux's player profile, chose number 32 because of Shaq. Even without Roux, the Gators have started out on a streak. They are 5-0 with their next game Friday night. We're entering that time of year when we give thanks for what we have and think about those who may not be as fortunate. One Northern Virginia organization has created a program that gives kids hands-on opportunities to give back to their community. Kids Give Back started in 2019, and since then, about 2,500 people, as young as 5, have participated in their summer volunteer camps, kid volunteer days, and family days. Abby is one of those teens involved.
Hi, I'm Abby Lieber. I am 16 years old. I'm a junior in high school, and I'm on the board of Kids Give Back. Kids Give Back is a nonprofit organization that helps kids 6 through 12 get into volunteering, and then kids 13 and up assist the younger kids in service projects for the community. When I started with Kids Give Back, I didn't know that I wanted to be in a leadership position. I was a very shy kid, and even joining the camps as a participant was out of my comfort zone. But I think around my third year, I decided that I really liked doing this, and this was bringing joy into my life, and it became my favorite activity. So I started seeing how I could get more involved in this and make it a weekly activity instead of monthly. My favorite event is actually Costumes for Kids, which is an October event where we make costumes for Title I schools for the costume parades around Halloween. This year we did a chef costume, Wonder Woman, Sonic, a fairy, which was my favorite. It was really cute, had some big wings. We have a Baskets for Babies event in December, which will help teen moms in the area get all they need for their babies and their toddlers. I love that one as well. We decorate onesies and baskets. We also have a few more day events sprinkled out with service projects. I learned a lot about myself through this experience, and I learned that I do have more of a say in what I'm doing. I have more control over the area I'm in. I can actually make a difference. But it's amazing how much kindness these kids have and this generation going forward has. It's all a family community. For kids, I would just say that you can always make a difference in your community, and it's never too late to start or never too early to start, because it'll bring joy to everyone.
Thanksgiving is this close, which means turkey, stuffing, and cranberry sauce. So back to our question of the day. Do you know which state produces the most cranberries? Is it Wisconsin, Nebraska, or Massachusetts? The answer? Wisconsin. The Badger State produces more than half of all cranberries in the world. Last year, Wisconsin made over 5 million barrels. Massachusetts produces the second most. These northern states have cooler climates for the cranberries to grow in bogs, which are freshwater wetlands, kind of like a marsh. The cranberries don't actually grow in water, even though it might look like it. They grow on low, trailing vines in dry bogs. And when it's time for them to be harvested in September, the bogs are flooded with water, called wet harvesting, when cooler temperatures make the cranberries tart. Ugh. That explains why I don't love them. Breaking news! Baby animals are cute. And we here at First Stop love a baby animal. You knew that, of course. But do you know why baby animals are cute? Try to explain what makes something cute. Go ahead. It's not so easy, is it? But through history, researchers have studied and analyzed what makes things cute and why it makes us so happy. Cuteness is quickly perceived by the brain, triggering a pleasure response. Cuteness can be scientifically proven by these key features, which was originally documented in a 1943 study. A large head and forehead on a smaller body size, large eyes set low in the head, small, close-set nose and mouth, round chubby cheeks and body, short, thick extremities, and wobbly movements. So, take a look at internet phenom and pygmy hippo Mudang next to just a regular pygmy hippo. And to get a better look from a galaxy far, far away, here we have Jedi Master Yoda. Now, cute, probably not the first word that comes to mind when you look at him, but you take a look at his protege, Baby Yoda, or Grogu for those of you who care, and you see all these traits applied to maximize cuteness. And it works on cartoons too. And why is cuteness important? It's a trait that not only helps us feel good, but it inspires caregiving and protection. So it's actually a major factor in helping protect cute but endangered animals from extinction. So we want to know, what animal do you think is cutest when it's a baby? I'm gonna go with a kangaroo. I love a or maybe it's a puppy. Penguins are kind of cute when they're a baby too. It's not so easy. I had a secretary.